That's what's coming. Well, a significant development in the battle against Omicron, with several states bringing forward the booster shot to just 3 months. It comes as cases continue to explode and frontline staff warn our hospitals are at breaking point. Let's discuss with Northern Territory Senator Malarndirri McCarthy and Nova newsreader Michelle Stevenson. Nice to see you both this morning.
Good morning.
Malarndirri, you're up in
both.
beautiful Darwin this morning. Can you give us a bit of an idea of the problem that you're facing right now with COVID in the NT?
Well, it's certainly embedded itself here, Ali, sadly, given that we had 2 years of protection for all people here in the Northern Territory pretty much. And, you know, now we've got around 4,000 cases. We've got the community of Gallawinku in lockdown, which is in northeast Arnhem Land. We certainly have a few communities around Central Australia experiencing the same thing. It's well and truly here, and we've just got to get people still to get vaccinated, still to get their boosters.
So that's I can almost sense the frustration in your voice and the exasperation. I mean, we knew this was coming. Bringing forward the booster shot, what are the numbers on that? How many more need to get it in order to get that protection?
Look, Carl, our booster rate is one I can get back to you on. I don't know the exact figure on it. It's still early days for us. I guess in terms of our double vaccination, we are in a much better position, certainly in Darwin and Katherine and Alice Springs. But again, some of our communities are very low, in particular still in Central and Barkly regions. We've got to make sure that people have access. Supply has been a big thing of late for us, which is really concerning. Supply also, and also with the RAT test, like everyone else around the country, we certainly desperately need it up here in terms of having access to RATs.
Are they on their way? Any word?
Well, we have heard that, you know, the Northern Territory Government is doing what it can do. There's also a private supply here. But, you know, Federal Labor's called on this to be open for everyone across the country. Schools are going to open. Parents are going to want to know what they have to do. These are going to be critical days coming in front of us. And, you know, we've also got COVID in the prisons. It's really quite a mess up this way.
There's no doubt about it too that the regional Australia, if they're complaining in the cities, then regional Australia, they've got much more to complain about. Michelle, Dan Andrews looks to be heading towards making booster shots mandatory in several sectors. Looks like we're heading towards that right across Australia, right?
Yeah, it does look like we're heading towards that. Look, I totally believe in the vaccine. I believe in getting boosted. I've been boosted. But I do have to preface with, at what point is it going to be enough? Like, I just think we can't continue down this road of mandating shots. I think at some point people are going to get a bit sick of being told what they have to do. I mean, we've already seen that kind of pushback. I do believe people need to get boosted. I have seen, you know, just anecdotally, my friends who have had COVID, the ones who have been boosted are the ones that have felt it less. So I do think that everyone does need to go out and get it boosted. But I think from the perspective of government mandates, I'm unsure whether it is necessary at some point. I mean, maybe let's do this third booster shot and see how we go. But are we going to continue to mandate this? I think it's becoming a bit of a slippery slope.
And I think that is sentiment that's felt by many around the country. It's like, yeah, everyone came out, got vaccinated, but now it's 3, sure 3. But is it then 4? Is it 5? You know, where does it end? Malarndirri, would you support a wider vaccine mandate?
Look, we've already got a mandate here in the Northern Territory, Carl and Ali, in terms of the public service. It's something that the Chief Minister has mandated here, so that's already in place. In terms of the booster, I mean, I just got mine yesterday. I'm still feeling a few of the side effects, a little bit of that. But I do think that it's really coming down to people recognising, especially here, and I'm only speaking for here, that COVID is very real. So we're starting where you guys are almost coming to the end. You know, you've been through all this, whereas we're just about to start and we are going through it. I think our biggest problem, Carl and Ali, is housing. We've got so many people in these communities who live 14 to 20 to a house, and that troubles me deeply, and that's the one thing that has not been planned and prepared for properly as well.
Thanks for highlighting it. It's a huge worry. OK, let's talk about surfing legend Kelly. So without a shadow of a doubt, one of the greatest sports people the world has ever seen. He also makes a huge contribution to society and to charities in general. He's an absolute legend, but he's come out and he's facing being banned from competition in Australia over his vaccine status and his beliefs on vaccine. status. Michelle, first up, it was Novak, now Kelly, no exceptions. You've got to draw a line in the sand?
Yeah, look, I think at the end of the day, we do need to be very firm on this. We saw the mess that happened from the Novak Djokovic case. It wasn't firm enough. It was like, no, it should have been no jab, no play, period, end of sentence, if that's what the government wants. Again, I am on the fence on this. I did believe that we needed everyone to be vaccinated, but you know, there was this chance that people could bring the virus here. Now the virus is here. At what point do they pose a risk to society? I think we need to start asking questions about, do we always give unvaccinated people and push them to the side and say they're no longer part of society? I think we need to start changing our perception on people who choose to be unvaccinated.
That's what Kelly is saying, and more people are saying it as well. It's okay. If you're unvaccinated, you're the one who's taking the risk, not the person who is vaccinated. Mundhir, what do you think about that?
Look, I think, you know, just getting to what Kelly Slater is saying, I mean, we've seen what happened with Mr Djokovic and what a mess all of that was. So it's quite clear that the government is now making sure that the borders are shut. But there is a contradiction there, and if I can throw this in, Carl and Ali, when you have members of parliament who still won't declare their positions on vaccination other than that they're anti-vaxxers, it's really hard to kind of grapple with the fact that you can stand on a national level and say, sorry, you mob out there can't come in, but your own colleagues in your own party, as in the Prime Minister's, basically are, you know, undermining him and, you know, talking about anti-vax speeches everywhere and attending that. I mean, you know, we've got to be clear as a country, what is it that we stand for? And right about now, I'm not quite sure if we're very clear on that at all.
One thing I'm sure of, though, is that nothing's going to change when we've got a federal election coming up. So if you're looking for any changes, it'll certainly be after May. But hey, guys, I don't know if you saw it earlier. Carl had a very beautiful chat with his new bestie, Nick Kyrgios. I mean, it's